Hi, this is Manginoni, and here's another edition of Marvel History. Today we're going to be talking about who is Winter Soldier. Now, if you have not seen the latest Captain America movie yet, please be advised this is obviously going to contain some spoilers. Now, that being said, to figure out who this character is, we actually have to go back to 1941 for his very first appearance in Captain America Comics #1 as Bucky. Now, later on in 2005, he finally makes an appearance as Winter Soldier in Captain America Volume 5, Issue #1. Now, Bucky was originally created by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, and he was basically Captain America's sidekick. See, his fate was sealed when he accidentally walked in on Steve Rogers as he was changing into his uniform. Now, being a young, impressionable kid, he insisted on becoming his partner, and eventually Cap says, "Fine, let's go ahead, son." And then he undergoes some extensive training and is later transformed into the hero Bucky. Now, the government justified it because it was basically them saying this is the way that the youth can get involved and get them all invested into the war. Now, during World War II, they're sent to Europe with the Allied forces to repel the Red Skull and the Nazis. Now, I'm going to be skipping a lot of what happens in the middle here because I'm going to add another video in later dealing with some of their World War II adventures and mostly dealing with their involvement with the superhero group, the Invaders. Now, the important thing to really focus on is this. During the closing days of World War II, Captain America and Bucky are on a mission to stop Baron Zemo. Zemo is trying to destroy an American experimental drone ship. He launches the plane with explosives on it, and Captain America and Bucky jump on the plane in order to defuse the bombs. Now, Bucky is unsuccessful in defusing the bombs, and the plane explodes. Captain America falls into the frozen Atlantic, and his body is preserved in a block of ice. And, later on he's found and joins the Avengers. Now, Bucky's body is not found, though, and he's presumed dead. Now, jumping to 2005, we learned that Bucky's body was found by General Vasily Karpov and his crew in a Russian patrol submarine. See, his body was missing an arm, and he suffered brain damage and amnesia from the explosion. Now, scientists attach a bionic arm to his body, and they train him to become a Soviet assassin for Department X. Now, under the code name Winter Soldier, he becomes a ruthless killer. When he's not on missions, though, he's kept in a cryogenic status, and that prevents him from aging. This way, when we see him again in the present, he really hasn't aged much from the time that he was in World War II. Now, during this time period, Winter Soldier also has many encounters with other Marvel superheroes such as Black Widow, and those are later detailed in the Winter Soldier comic book. Now, under orders from Alexander Lukin, Winter Soldier launches a terrorist attack on Philadelphia, and he acquires the Cosmic Cube from the Red Skull. Eventually, Captain America catches up to Winter Soldier and takes the Cosmic Cube away from him, and he basically uses its power to cause him to remember who he is. Now, overcome by guilt and the death that he caused, Winter Soldier destroys the cube and he teleports away. Now, later, Winter Soldier and Captain America reunited and joined forces to thwart a terrorist attack in Europe. And we learn more about his actual place in the world. Now, following the events of Civil War, which was a big Marvel event, Captain America is arrested for his involvement in the conflict. Now, while preparing to rescue Cap, they watch as he's assassinated on his way to trial. Now, since the world needs a Captain America, Winter Soldier dons the costume until they can bring Cap back. Now, he later also plays a very key role in the Fear Itself mini-series, which is for another video later on down the road. Well, I hope this gives you a nice little idea of who Winter Soldier is. As you can tell, this is a character who, started off as a very heroic young kid, and he's gone through a very traumatic series of events, and he is not quite the same person that he once was. And we'll definitely be looking forward to further adventures of Bucky or Winter Soldier. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. rate the video, like the Facebook link. I do the Crunchyroll anime reviews also. There's a link for that. Those are all free. And I'll have more Marvel origins and history later. So until next time.